Hello internet people, my name is Susan and today I'm going to be talking about just what the hell happened yesterday, and how I'm going to be moving forward in the future, um, both my personal plans, mostly my personal plans, but also, how I'm going to be, doing YouTube in the new decade, the 2020s. But before I get into that, I actually wanted to take the time to let you guys know what's going on with the Diet Burger King video. So basically, I didn't plan on it taking nearly this long after I uploaded the trailer that I would be making the video, but my dad was actually in the hospital at the time. I kind of made the trailer just as a birthday present for one of my friends. You're probably watching this, know who you are, because he really wanted me to upload a video for his birthday, and you know, he's a good friend. I figured I could do at least that, but by the time my dad actually got out of the hospital, it was a very overextended stay because the hospital was actually very abusive, poorly run. You can find all kinds of awful reviews online about the things that they've did and the crimes they've committed. It's not good. But by the time it got out, because it had taken so long, so I could actually go back home, the seasons changing had already started to to impact my negative health in a very negative way. I have seasonal depression. The season that I have depression in is all of them, but it's worse in the winter, so seasonal depression. We stand mental illness. But I filmed about 15 minutes of footage this morning. I'm not done with the video yet, only about halfway. It's not going to be a 30-minute video because I paused a lot to read the script like I'm doing in this video, but it'll probably be about 20 minutes, so be on the lookout for that. It'll probably be around the time February starts, so yeah. But speaking of uploading videos, yesterday I did. I uploaded a very encrypted video, by which I mean it had a message linked in the description which was encoded into 6 different ciphers. It's really amazing how just 4 letters can turn into that huge page of Morse code. I've been finding cryptography increasingly more interesting. But yeah, encoded into 6 different ciphers because I don't know what I wanted, honestly. I could have just not posted anything at all. And I think that might have been good. But, no. It doesn't work that way with me. So, I set my profile pictures on YouTube and Discord to black. I blocked every channel in my Discord server. I privated every one of my videos except for that encrypted one. And I think I did 1 or 2 other things, but I don't remember what. As it stands now, all of those things are still currently, in place, in effect. My profile pictures are still black, my videos are gone. So what happened exactly? Well, let me tell you. It all started right when I got home, the moment I got home from the bus, from school on Friday. If you saw me Friday during school, I probably seemed not fine, but about how I usually do, which is, probably somewhat visibly not fine, but, typical. Typical, that's a good word. Um, but once I got home, before I even had the chance to sit down, um, my dad informed me of some news, and it's nothing major, it's just the straw that broke the camel's back. So backstory. Um, so I'm fucking poor, right? We stand. So there is this government agency that's willing to pay half our rent if we pass an inspection, a full walk-through inspection of the house, making sure, not that they own the house, but making sure that it could theoretically be sold if it had to be. Um, the government doesn't own the house. We have a landlord, but they look for the same things that a real estate agent would. Um, Only we actually live there, so there's stuff in the house. So the news my dad informed me of was that we didn't pass the housing inspection, and that happens every year. There's always a few things my landlord has to fix, but here's what's different. My landlord had already fixed them while I was at school that day, and we still didn't pass the inspection. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, what had happened was the inspector, who had been the same inspector since we moved into the house when I was only 10 months old, changed his guidelines for inspection. He has a set of guidelines, what to look for, but he this year decided to throw in some of his own personal feelings and opinions on the matter. So walking through the house, he judged not only the structure of the house, what was going on there. This time he also looked at what was in the house. Even though we live here, we have lived here, and we're going to continue to live here, he looked at what was in the house. To give an example, one of his complaints that kept us from passing the housing inspection was that there was too much stuff on the kitchen counter. So my dad cleared that off, because we have absolutely no way of standing up for ourselves in this situation. They pay half our rent. We're kind of financially dependent on passing this inspection. Well, so he complained a bunch about how we were organized, what things looked like. Maybe we had too much stuff to be poor. But essentially, his demands for my room, specifically, were so high that the best thing to do in this situation is to completely remove everything, including every piece of furniture, sweep and mop the floor, but then just leave it empty until the housing inspection is over. A completely empty room from wall to wall. So looking at my room and all the furniture that I would have to single-handedly lift and put outside, I guess, hope some, homeless people don't think it's for grabs, and try to steal it, hope some animals don't get into it, hope it doesn't rain on everything. Just hope for the best, which won't happen, on all my stuff, and just do that. But looking around my room on Friday, it just looked like such a daunting task. I got to work, I cleared out a small, very small section of my room, very easy to do, no furniture at all. You can't even tell anything's really missing. But it's still at this moment piled up in the living room, ready for me to, take somewhere else. So, here's the thing. I decided I had just been at school all day, I had cleared a part of my room, and I was going to take a short break. So I got some food, I ate the food, and I laid on my bed. And I continued to lay there, and lay there, and lay there. And I just got more and more lazy. And I was reflecting on myself because, I'm sorry for this light, by the way, I don't know. There's a hole in the roof of my garage. I can't, patch it up. Because this garage has a lot more problems than just that one small hole. And there's like no place to start on this thing. So